Let's talk about the magnetic properties, means the properties that are shown by a magnet. Different magnets have some properties which have proved to be a boon for humankind and which have helped us in one or the other ways. So magnets are quite important. They play an important part in our lives since centuries. Magnets are very important for all of us. So we are going to study about the magnetic properties. Let us know about magnets some more. Firstly, let us have a look at the historical background of the magnets. We have studied the story about the discovery of magnet. Now let us listen. Let us try to understand something more. Magnets have been known for centuries. The Chinese and the Greeks knew about the magical properties of magnets from centuries. The ancient Greeks, they used a stone substance called magnetite, a natural magnetic material, Fe3O4, and they discovered that their stone, it always pointed towards north. And later stones of magnetite, which they call lodestones, they were used for the purpose of navigation. So the term magnet comes from ancient Greek city of Magnesia, that is magnet. Next, Pliny, he was a scientist. He wrote of a hill near the river Indus that was made entirely of a stone that attracted iron. And Chinese as early as 121 AD knew that an iron rod which had been brought near one of these natural magnets would acquire and retain magnetic property. When this rod is suspended from a string, it would align itself in a north-south direction. And use of magnets to aid in navigation can be traced back to at least 11th century. Then William Gilbert, an English physician, first proposed in 1600 that earth itself is a big magnet, and he predicted that earth would be found to have magnetic poles. So on the basis of these theories of navigation, we got some properties about the magnets: directive property of the magnet, attractive property of the magnet. If magnet attracts something, then it is attractive property, and when it is showing the direction, it is navigating property, directive property. What is magnetism? It is the force of attraction or repulsion of a magnetic material due to arrangement of its atom, particularly its electrons. Means you can say that force of attraction by which it attracts different materials, that force is known as magnetism. The property by which a magnet attracts the different objects, different materials, that is called as the magnetism. Magnetic dipole, di means two pole, means with what he is trying to say, the ends of a magnet are where the magnetic effect is strongest, and these are called as the poles. And each magnet has two poles. Dipoles means two poles, one north and one south. Any two opposite poles separated by a finite distance constitute a magnetic dipole. So each and every magnet has two poles, and William Gilbert, he studied that even earth is also a big magnet, and it also has two poles, north and south pole, which we call as the north and south pole. For every north there is a south, means no monopoles allowed. South pole will not exist alone, it will have a north pole along with it. North pole will not exist alone, it will have a south pole. Whenever we break a magnet, it is said that magnets have two poles, and whenever we break a magnet, again two poles are formed, north and south pole. No magnet is there ever which has only one pole. And the property of these poles is that like pole repels and opposite poles attract. Like pole means same pole, and opposite, opposite. Antonym means north will be attracted by south, but north will be repelled by north. So repel means to go away. You must have observed the playing magnets. When you play with magnets, then they go away from each other, but from the opposite direction they attract each other. That is the property. Magnetic field. Let us study about the magnetic field. The space surrounding the magnet up to which its influence is felt is called the magnetic field. Means the area or the surroundings up to which the attractive or this property, attraction or repulsion property, is observed, that space is known as the magnetic field of any magnet. So like poles repel each other and